Now at 6 and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com, accused of murder and burning a body. Fernando Acosta Jr. heads to court next week. What we'll learn about the case coming up. And the man accused in the Idaho student killing learned his fate, but led to the sudden plea coming up. And construction crews are working hard to keep roads safe, but soaring heat is making their job tougher. Details coming up.
Well, that heat will be with us for another day, but there's a little bit of a hope out here in the Gulf of Mexico. You see this big blob, it's coming toward us, and it should give us a little rain this coming weekend. We'll talk about that coming up in a moment.
And the last edition of their top-tier volleyball tournament was held in Victoria. Find out all the Crossroads teams that competed later on in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Amai Norman filling in for Shauna Curry today and Don Brubaker as well. This morning, Victoria police responded to a two-vehicle crash on Houston Highway. Investigators say a black SUV was turning left from Ben Wilson Street when it was struck by a white pickup traveling eastbound. Authorities say the pickup ran a red light before the collision. Both drivers were taken to local hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries. A citation was issued to the driver of the black Yukon at the scene. And Fernando Acosta Jr. is expected in court Wednesday, July 30th for a pretrial hearing. He's indicted on charges of tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and the murder of Amanda Johnson. Her body was found by two hunters in a burnt vehicle on April 18th of 2021 near Midfield in Matagorda County. She was 38 and a mother of two. If convicted, Acosta faces 5 to 99 years or life in prison for the murder charges, 2 to 20 years for tampering with evidence, and 6 months to 2 years for the state jail felony of abuse of a corpse. And Captain Kenny Jones of the Salvation Army of Victoria spent last week helping with flood recoveries in Kirk County. Jones provided emotional and spiritual care for Salvation Army workers after they returned from assisting people there. He was also on the scene offering spiritual support to first responders and victims.
I'm not sure how to express it. It's just very difficult to imagine without seeing the destruction there. How much hurt there was, even for those that came in to assist.
Said if you want to donate to the Salvation Army or for flood relief, please make monetary donations. Hurricane season is underway and there are a number of ways to prepare. 25 News Now reporter Ray Mosley spoke with the Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service. And Ray, what should we do to prepare for hurricane season?
Yes, Amaya, it's recommended you learn the FEMA guide so you can better prepare yourself for the next hurricane. Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service partnered with Texas A&M Sea Grant to put together a program on public assistance and learn about disaster recovery. This program gives training to first responders about the recovery process, where most first responders will assess how much damage a certain county has suffered. Adjunct instructor Vince Sleminski says it's important that first responders and residents work together to survive a hurricane.
If a hurricane comes through here, which this area could definitely be a direct hit, it's not going to just be one county that's affected, it's going to be several counties.
Sleminski also says families should evacuate if they feel the need and it's safe to do so. Texas A&M Engineering Extension Service is holding another meeting tomorrow from 8 a.m. to noon. Amaya?
Thank you, Ray. Now here's a look at your viewer poll today, and it asks, which item do you not have ready for a hurricane emergency? And so far we have water supply, flashlight and batteries, non-perishable food, first aid kit, important documents and cash, and I'm all prepared, or all of the above. And so far that is now in the lead is I'm all prepared for 43%, which is great, and all of the above at 26%. Well, we will still love to hear from you on this important matter. As you can see, there is a lot of varieties to vote from. Just go over to our website at crossroadstoday.com/vote, or you can scan the QR code right there to take part, and we will have the latest result at 10. Victoria ISD now proposing a new cell phone policy in response to House Bill 1481, which requires Texas public schools to ban student use of personal communication devices during the school day. The ban covers smartphones, flip phones, tablets, smartwatches, radios, and pager. School issues devices are exempt. District must either ban devices on campus or provide a storage method during the day. After 90 days of written notice to parents, unclaimed devices can be confiscated and disposed of. And Victoria ISD released the following statement regarding the policy, quote, "The ISD will require all personal communication devices to be powered off and stored securely out of sight for the entirety of the school day. This includes class time, passing periods, lunch, and before/after school while on campus during school hours." The ISD will hold a special board meeting on August 7th to present the proposed cell phone policy. All school districts must adopt a policy in compliance with House Bill 1481 by September 18th of this year. And this also includes the Shiner ISD board this week approved a new cell phone policy for students. The policy says students cannot have their cell phones turned on when they're inside the school. Shiner ISD officials say the goal of the policy is to increase engagement and decrease distractions. Construction crews spend hours each day outside making roads more accessible and safer for the community. But with the hot sun joining them, it may make their job a little harder. According to MDOT, pavement buckles can occur when the air temperature changes from moderate to extreme heat. Roads are made to have space for expansion, and sometimes that space isn't enough, causing the pavement to buckle or blow up and cause a medium or large bump in the road. Mike Dufferty, MDOT's Director of Communication, although it's rare in Rochester, with continuous heat, it is possible.
You get a hot day like that, and if there are more that follow, then the likelihood of that pavement blowout or buckling could become, more potential. There's greater potential that could happen. If you see something like that, call 911. That's important. That's that's an emergency. The dispatchers know who to get a hold of. Our people can come out and assess, make some immediate repairs.
Buckles usually occur on older concrete roads instead of black tops. If you do come across a buckle, MDOT suggests that you to drive slow and avoid driving over the bump or buckle and move into a different lane. Now let's go to Mac Clovia Perez with the first look at our forecast. Mac, how is the weather going to be looking for, even with the roads having buckles?
Well, I'm sure the roads are plenty hot right now, but we've got another hot day coming up tomorrow. We were at 97 today, but here's the cavalry riding in to give us a break, all right? We've got a pocket of tropical moisture. It's beginning to slip under the ridge of high pressure, and it should be here along the coast by the time we get to Friday night. I think Saturday we'll have some nice little showers, some nice little clouds around here, and that alone will knock the temperature down a little bit. And then after that, well, we'll take a look at the tropics and all that coming up in just a moment. Tamaya, back to you.
Here are some of the top headlines in Port Lavaca Wave. The Port Lavaca City Council is split on a substandard building board. Mayor Jack Whitlow cast a tie-breaking vote, and the Calhoun Port Authority Board will expand to 7 members. To read these stories and more, go to portlavacawave.com. Ride-share company Uber is launching a new effort to cater to women. The feature, called Women Preference, will begin in Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Detroit in the next few weeks. Women riders will have more ways to choose rides with women drivers. Similar, women drivers will also have a new way to request female riders. Uber say they're testing this feature based on demands from drivers and customers for more women-only options. William McNeil Jr. was pulled over in February and later pleaded guilty to resisting and driving with a suspended license. Now, viral video of the arrest has sparked outrage. His lawyer wants the officer fired.
I was really just scared. And That's it.
Speaking softly and briefly, William McNeil Jr. spoke Wednesday about his now viral encounter with Jacksonville police in February.
That day, I just really wanted to know, why I was getting pulled over.
Is there a reason that you're pulling me over? Yeah, absolutely. There's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. It's not raining. Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. No, call your supervisor. Step out of the vehicle.
McNeil again asked for a police supervisor.
Why I needed to step out the car when I knew I didn't do nothing wrong.
Within moments, the traffic stop turned violent.
Exit the vehicle now. Exit the vehicle.
This was a classic case of driving while black.
Jacksonville's sheriff defended the officer's actions Tuesday.
And just because force is ugly does not mean it's unlawful or contrary to policy.
The sheriff says the cell phone video doesn't tell the whole story.
The cell phone camera footage that began viral circulation over the weekend does not comprehensively capture the circumstances surrounding this incident.
To the sheriff, respectfully, you can't justify this. You need to terminate that officer immediately.
The arresting officer has been stripped of his law enforcement authority pending the outcome of an administrative review that is still ongoing. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
McNeil lawyers say he sustained a tooth fracture, a concussion, and a traumatic brain injury during the arrest, and suffered a cognitive impairment and short-term memory deficiency after the traffic stop. Bryan Kohberger will spend the rest of his life in prison after pleading guilty to the 2022 murder of 4 University of Idaho students. He was sentenced to 4 consecutive life terms as part of a deal to avoid the death penalty. Kohberger also received 10 years of burglary and must pay fines of totaling $50,000 plus $5,000 to each victim's family. As consumption of fossil fuels continues to rise, technologies developed by Texas companies could help change the view of carbon as a hard-to-manage waste product. To read this full Texas Tribune article, visit our website at crossroadstoday.com. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 6, Harvard faces new federal scrutiny. How a student visa investigation could impact international enrollments. And Epstein files fallout won't stay buried. The warning from Senator Tellis and why is back in the spotlight. The Trump administration is investigating Harvard's student visa program in a new effort to limit international enrollments. The State Department is reviewing the university eligibility under J-1 exchange visitor program. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says sponsors must follow rules that align with U.S. foreign policy and security. Harvard says it's committed to compliance, but is also suing over federal funding cuts and accusing the administration of political retaliation. A federal judge is denying the Department of Justice request to unseal grand jury testimony tied to Jeffrey Epstein. It's one of 3 requests made by the DOJ. The 2 others are still active. Meanwhile, one Republican on Capitol Hill warns if the full Epstein files are not released, this story could drag into the midterm of next year. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington.
A federal judge in Florida today denying the Department of Justice's request to unseal grand jury records tied to Jeffrey Epstein. The request is one of 3 made by the DOJ. Yesterday, the judge overseeing the request in New York says he plans to rule expeditiously.
I understand there are 2 other requests from the Department of Justice that are ongoing, but I'll let this president speak to whether he wants to see an appeal.
It comes as Republican Senator Thom Tillis warns if the Epstein files are not released, this story could last through the midterms next year, when Republicans will be in a bitter battle to keep the majority in the House and Senate. Tillis speaking with Axios.
If anybody thinks that this is going to go away because the House left a day early or something, this has got to be like those zombies in The Walking Dead. Every time you think you've killed it, another one's just going to come running out of the closet after you.
As Republican Congressman James Comer today formally subpoenas Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's co-conspirator, and the Department of Justice says is planning to meet with her. House Speaker Mike Johnson today questioning Maxwell's credibility.
Could she be counted on to tell the truth? Is she a credible witness?
Maxwell's lawyer yesterday telling ABC News Ghislaine will always testify truthfully. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries accusing Republicans of hiding information.
And in the context of this Jeffrey Epstein scandal and their refusal to share information to the American people, despite promising to do so, one must ponder the question, what are they hiding from the American people?
In the subpoena, Congressman Comer says he wants Ghislaine Maxwell to be deposed by the House Oversight Committee on August 11th at a federal prison in Tallahassee, Florida. Right now, she is serving a 20-year sentence. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
There are new rulings in the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the man mistakenly deported to El Salvador in March. A federal judge ordered his release while he awaits trial on human smuggling charges, but that release is now paused for 30 days. The delay gives both sides time to appeal or seek further relief. Meanwhile, a separate judge in Maryland blocked any further deportation efforts. Abrego was returned to the U.S. last month and has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Here are some of the top headlines in Aquero Records. A citizen group puts to the Aquero ISD board on the spot at its recent meeting, and the Witoff volunteer fire chief asked DeWitt County commissioners to increase the department's budget. To these stories and more, visit DeWittCountyToday.com.
And good afternoon, everybody. It's still 94 degrees out there and another toasty day. Managed to get up to 97. That's about the speed of things at this time of the year. But we're going to get a little break as we get to the weekend. We'll be talking about that coming up in a moment. Another toasty day over the crossroads. Yes, we were at 97, and these are all running a little bit above normal, but hardly a cloud in the sky for us today. Also, in East Texas didn't get anything. Way out there in far West Texas, near Del Rio and up to Sonora, they did get some clouds and some rain, but we haven't had anything in the last couple of days because of this big dome of high pressure. Now, under high pressure, imagine it's a hill, right? And where that hill is, it's sort of squeezing down because of the weight of the column. It's basically more air in this air column here than there is over here. Well, when there's that much air, it's basically sinking and therefore not allowing anything to come through. But there is a little bit of hope as we get to the weekend. Here you see this big cluster of tropical moisture. It's going to slide under the ridge and actually make it to our area. So we are pretty excited that the temperatures will knock down a little bit as we get to the weekend. There you see where the shower activity is located now. For the next few days, we continue with the hot weather for us, but you know what? We don't have a heat advisory. Yeah, it feels hot enough, but the heat advisory is up for Louisiana all the way up to Minnesota, as you can see right about there, and extreme heat right here in the mid-Mississippi Valley. So it's tough pretty much everywhere you go, and so you just have to dress accordingly and prepare accordingly. Tomorrow's index should top out at 106, but then on Friday when we start getting a little bit of cloud cover, and then on Saturday with the rain, it'll come down a little bit, but it shoots right back up because it is that time of the season. So if you happen to be doing stuff outdoors, you know, do the best you can, stay hydrated, plenty of breaks, limit anything that's really pumping up your heart in the middle part of the day. Check on the elderly and certainly check on the pets, and don't leave anybody in the back seat. And if you need to, go to some place that has a little air conditioning. I'm sure they'll let you in. There's Victoria through tomorrow, no rain activity. Friday, clouds start to show up. And Saturday, we actually have a chance for some shower activity around here. Now, there'll be isolated tropical thunder showers. I'm going to say some spots may get up to a ½ an inch out of this. Others may not see anything, but at least we have a chance, and it knocks the temperature down at least just a tad. Taking a look at Saharan dust, this is what's been sort of helpful in cutting down the tropical activity. As we get into Friday, you can see we've got a big plume of dust coming in, which is going to limit any production of tropical storms for at least a week. And notice how the little pocket of tropical rain is going to be here. It's going to be running ahead of it, because if it gets caught up in this, it'll shut it down. So we continue with a very quiet tropical storm season, and we thought it was going to be very active, but that dust has been more active than we considered. So tomorrow, looking for a 96 down in Port Lavaca, lots of sun. If you're going out there and, you know, enjoy, try and stay cool. Otherwise, if you're inland working, we're looking at a 97 as a high temperature in the Cuero area. So another hot one, then clouds roll in late Friday night, which is when I think the showers will arrive. Saturday has a good shot at getting some rain, so does Sunday. And then after that, we go right on back to the hot stuff. That's your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. And we'll toss it back to Maya. Back to you.
Well, now let's go over to Max William, who is back, and welcome back, Max. Now, to give us some sports ideas.
Yeah, appreciate it, Maya. I had a good time there over in the Tampa area, but now I'm back to talk about again for the Generals, who are again 1 week away from starting the first round of the TCL playoffs. So how will the Generals stack up in the playoff standings? I'll tell you next in sports. The volleyball season only 3 weeks away from the first scrimmages and two-a-days starting in early August. The Crossroads Sports Center, hosted here in Victoria, had their last high school volleyball tournament here today, and all the teams that competed were familiar names from the previous two they've had in Goliad, Victoria West, and Victoria East, but some of the new names were El Campo, Industrial, and Calhoun, and some two Corpus teams also participated in Gregory Portland and Flower Bluff. So multiple of these teams made it really far in the playoffs their last season. Later for our 25 News Now Sportscast at 10 p.m., we're going to highlight who kind of won this big preseason tournament here today. We'll hear from one Victoria East and one Calhoun volleyball player about how they feel heading into this season. Now, back to Victoria Northeast Little League, where they punched their ticket to back-to-back World Series appearances there to Easley, South Carolina. Well, they left this morning, and you can see there from the early bus video, they went to Houston. They fly out to South Carolina earlier today. And so sports reporter at Robinson yesterday, though, he highlighted a lot of Northeast players about how they feel going back to South Carolina. Well, there was one player that we forgot to mention. His name there is Cage Hradek. He's making his first appearance there to the World Series. He knows it'll take a lot to get it done, and there's some other senior players that have helped him and this team's success along the way.
Leaders, when one of us messes up, they're always there to pick us back up and keep us going.
Now, Gage Northeast All-Stars hope the upperclassman and himself can get the job done. Starting there will be Sunday morning. It'll be 11 a.m. on ESPN+, and they'll face the winner of the East versus Central. And again, tune in later tonight for 25 News Now Sports at 10. We're going to showcase the new jerseys that Northeast will be wearing heading into World Series action starting on Sunday. Now over to the Victoria Generals. They're 1 week away from the playoffs and probably wondering where are they going to stack up in the standings, you might ask. Well, they're currently the #1 seed there in the Texas division. And again, the two other teams in the Louisiana division have also been announced there in the Baton Rouge Rougarou and the Acadian Cane Cutters. And the Generals, they're going to face the Brazos Valley Bombers there for the Texas League Championship. It's going to start there next Tuesday night at 7:05 p.m. It'll be a best 2 out of 3 series. So game 2 will be held there the next day, July 30th at Brazos Valley. Then an if necessary game will be there Thursday. And then the winner take all, if the Generals can get it there to go win back-to-back championships, will be Saturday, August 1st, either versus Baton Rouge or the Acadian Cane Cutters there on Saturday. Now the Generals, they're back in action though tonight. They want to keep that momentum though going into the playoffs, right? Well, home field advantage still on the line. They're going to finish the regular season strong as they got another home game tonight versus the Green River Monsters. It's going to start there at 7:05 p.m. at Riverside Stadium. We'll have the highlights later for you tonight for 25 News Now Sports at 10 p.m. And that's going to do it here in sports. Amaya, back to you.
Thank you, Max. And we'll be back in a moment. Something in the water at Turf's Medical Center, and it's fantastic, adorable, and you will want to see this jawsome cuteness coming up. Baby shark do. There's something in the water at Turf's Medical Center in ICU. Aww. Take a look at these infants all decked out for Shark Week. Volunteers with Mad Hatter Knits knitted and donated these shark cats to the babies in the intensive care unit at Tufts. To date, Manhattan Knits have donated more than 120,000 hats to premature infants.
Look at that.
That's so adorable.
So cute. And again, in the spirit of Shark Week. That's
Yes,
awesome.
in the spirit of Shark Week. This most definitely gives baby shark the do-do-do-do-do.
It's a tough one to get out.
It is. But
Did you say do-do-do-do-do?
yeah, shark baby, shark do-do-do-do.
Oh,
There it goes. There it goes.
Now, I know the parents know that song.
Parents know that song.
Yes. So
All right. Well, this weekend, you know, the water is a great place to
Mm.
be because the heat wave continues for at least another day. Over the weekend, there's a little bit of a break. We've got some clouds and rain coming in, a little tropical activity. Not enough to ruin your weekend or really cause any flooding, but there will be some showers around here, especially on Saturday and Sunday before, well, we get back to the hot stuff next week.
Wow.
We'll need the rain.
We do need the rain. We need it. But thank you for joining us. We hope you will be with us. Join us tonight for 25 News Now at 10. See you.